My dear students, now we will learn the first method in transportation problem using the method called as northwest corner method. This method can be understood through this direction. It is north, south, east and west. Since this method is called as northwest corner, so it has to be north and west and between it, and this is called as northwest. Similarly, if you look into this problem, in the cells, there are different cells. The cost what I had shown in this problem 439, all this is written here inside a small box in respective cells 439. Similarly, the other numbers are also written here. What is to be understood is, now this is the cost to ship a product from source 1 to destination 1 or any source and destination respectively, ship per piece. So we need to know, and this is the actual quantities. Source 1 can supply about 250, 2 about 450, source 3 about 500. Similarly, as I had told earlier, destination 1, 2, 3, 4 requires 200, 400, 300 and 300 respectively. Now we need to allocate how many units can source 1 cater to first destination, 2 to the 2, like this. We have to check. For this method called northwest corner method says, always select the northwest corner cell. This is the north side, this is the north side, this is the west side. So we will be selecting a northwest corner cell. That is, for this matrix, the northwest corner cell is this. So the allocation will be done for this cell first. How to do the allocation? You have to check among the supply for the respective cell, that is 250, and the demand for the respective cell is 200. Among 200 and 250, which is the minimum? We can observe that the minimum is 200 compared with the 250 on the other side. So I will allocate 200 units, and so this first destination needed 200 units, the demand was 200 units, and it is totally catered. So first destination does not require any more demand. So it becomes 0. So indirectly, source 1 had a supply of 250 units. Out of 250, source 1 delivered 200 units to first destination. So it is left out with only 50. Now that means, since this is 0, no more demand for destination 1 because it is completely catered. So this is eliminated. So the remaining cell would only be these 9 cells. Among these 9 cells, again the northwest corner cell is this part. The cell which is having 2 units to ship one product from source 1 to destination 2. Now again we will check the supply and demand for the respective cell. The supply is 50 and the demand is 400. The minimum among 50 and 400 is 50. So we will supply the full 50 what source 1 can deliver to this destination 2, which is 50, and this becomes 0, and this out of 400, 50 is satisfied to destination 3, so the remaining will be 350. Here we can observe that this row, the supply is completely over. Source 1 has no more elements with it, so this is also eliminated. So since this column is eliminated and this row is also eliminated, now we are only left out with these 6 cells. Among these 6 cells, the northwest corner cell is this one, which is 7 units to ship a product from second source to the second destination. So now observe 350, among the demand 350 and supply 450, the minimum is 350. So I will allocate 350 here, So by doing so, this 350 is completely satisfied. Second destination had 350 units pending, so that I catered here, so this became 0. And out of 450 from source 2, it had 450, from which it supplied 350 units to second destination, so this is no more left, it only 100 units are left. Now again observe, this is 0 now, so even this column is gone. There is no more demand left over required for second destination. Now you can observe there are only 4 cells. Out of these 4 cells, the northwest corner cell is this cell now. So here observe 100 and 300. Which is minimum? 100 is minimum. So I will allocate this 100 units here, and this will become 0, and this will become 200. So since this is 0, this cell is also eliminated. Now the cells pending are only these 2 cells. The northwest cell among these 2 cells will be this now. Among 200 and 500, the minimum is 200, so I will allocate 200 units here, and this becomes 0. And out of 500, from source 3 had 500 units of supply with it, 200 it has given to this cell, that is third destination, so it is left out with only 300 units. So this cell is also gone. Now the only cell left out is this cell. Observe, this is 300 and this is 300. At the end of allocation, normally always you have to observe that this will match. If this doesn't match, then we have made an error somewhere. Luckily this is matching, so we are very much correct. Hence 300 supply and 300 destination completely will allocate to this place, and totally this is 0 and this is 0. So this is how we make the allocation. Now how to find out the transportation cost? Transportation cost is normally called as, shortly written as TC. TC is equal to, we'll just write the number of units and the price to ship per unit. This is the total number of quantity multiplied by to ship each unit is 4 here. So like this, we'll make a multiplication of this quantity versus the price to ship each unit. 200 into 4 plus 50 into 2 plus, then it is 350 into 7 plus 100 into 5 plus 200 into 3 plus 300 into 1. By doing so, you can multiply. When you multiply and add all this, you will get, if you multiply, you will get a total of 4,000. This will be equal to 4,750. That means the total cost using this method to ship all these items, from source 1 to 3, which is having a supply of 250, 450, 500, to the destinations 1, 2,